So what's happening, people? It's me again, Courtney, doing my MMA predictions. This time it's for UFC Live 5, which will be on Saturday, the 14th of August, 2011, at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, in the United States of America. This card's really interesting. Oh yeah, apologies for no UFC 133 video. We're really busy, even just crazy at work and other stuff, family stuff. So, you know, but I'm back for this video, even though it's late again. I'm going to try and get the other videos up on time. I may change certain stuff in the videos as well. But anyway, this is just a quick video. I will start on the main card, which is, I think, it's going to be on the TV, televised on the TV. First fight, I think, which will be on the main card, is Amir Sadala versus Duane Ludwig. Amir Sadala, Ultimate Fighter winner, blah blah blah, whichever series it was, I didn't watch it really. 5-2 record, 5'11", good Muay Thai skills, has jiu-jitsu as well. Still relatively new to the sport. Although he's had 7 fights, he's still, you know, he was injured for a long while as well. He was at middleweight as well for the Ultimate Fighter series, dropped to welterweight. Obviously a smaller guy, having a bit more success down here, at welterweight, sorry. But yeah, his last fight was a win against Demarcus Johnson. And his last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss. But he's fighting a veteran in Duane Ludwig, who's got a 20-11 record. He's 5'10". Duane Ludwig's fought all over the world. He's a very well-travelled fighter. He's got Muay Thai matches in Thailand, I think, in Holland as well. Yeah, so he's got some sick Muay Thai as well. Has got decent wrestling as well, and jits. I think he's training at Grudge Training Centre, so his wrestling will be on point. But he's not fought since November 2010, so he may have a little ring rust. His last fight was against Nick Shipcheck, and he won that via a split decision. His last 5 fights, he's had 2 wins and 3 losses. I'm not the biggest fan of Amir Sadala, but he's sort of like a work in progress sort of thing, to me personally anyway. It's like a work in progress, so you see all the time you see him improve in his game. So I didn't see the fight against Demarcus Johnson, but the fight against Phil Baroni's Muay Thai was wicked. Just battered Baroni all over the place. But it was like a work in progress. But I'm still going with Duane Ludwig to win this fight. Ludwig needs this win, and I think he'll keep it standing and try and stand and trade. Both of them will trade. Sadala's not afraid to trade. So pretty decent fight. But I'm picking Duane Ludwig to win that fight. Next fight on the card is Charles Oliveira versus Donald Cerrone. Oliveira's 5'10", he's got a 14-1 record. He's got wicked jiu-jitsu. He's got decent hands, but he's a bit wild. In the Efrain Escudero fight, this is my personal opinion, but I thought he was a bit lucky. Because I think he did it with a rear naked choke. But you know, he was a bit wild in that fight. He got caught a few times by Escudero. But you know, his jits saved him basically. I'm not really on these hype train as much. Some people think he's he's really good. Nah, I'm not on that hype train. I think he's okay. His last fight was a no contest. That was against Nick Lentz. I haven't seen that fight yet, but part of me thinks that Nick Lentz was just taking him down and keeping him on the ground. His last 5 fights, he's had 3 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. But he's fighting Donald Cerrone, man. This guy's a badass. 5'11", he's got a 15-3 record. Donald Cerrone's got a wicked Muay Thai. He's got a good chin. Most of his wins come via submission. I trained with Greg Jackson. He's got a game plan. His last fight was a win by decision against Wagner Rocha, who is a Pablo Popovich black belt. Cerrone used his footwork, kept the fight standing, and just battered him on the feet basically. Couldn't finish him, which I think he was a bit disappointed about, but he battered him. And I think this fight will go the same way. I think Cerrone will keep it on the feet, let Oliveira come to him, and Oliveira will swing for him, and he'll just beat him up. So I'm picking Cerrone to win that fight. Should be an entertaining fight. Should be an entertaining battering as well. Next fight on the card is Jim Miller versus Ben Henderson. This fight, I'm really looking forward to this fight. Two very tough guys, very well-rounded guys. Jim Miller, 22 record, 5'8". This guy is just a grinder. He just keeps going and going and going and going and going. You know, he just puts it on people. You know, he's just like a troll, a really strong troll. He just reminds me of he just keeps coming after you. You know, the ones that you can't get away from in your nightmares. That's him, Jim Miller. But yeah, he's got good submissions. I think he's a black belt in BJJ, and most of his wins are come by submission. Got good chin as well. I think it was not the last fight, a couple of fights ago. He didn't look too good, but his last fight he looked quite good. I think he's just waiting for his title shot basically, because he seems to like in his previous fights before. You know, he would always get us. He had a high work rate from round one. He'd just keep going and come out quite quickly. But in his last couple of fights, he's not come out that quick. He's come out a bit slower, and it's taken for him to get hit. It seems like it's taken for him to get hit to actually work up and, you know, actually get into the fight. But saying that, he knows that a title shot is close. You know, he's only lost to the top two guys in the UFC, which is in the lightweight division, which is Gray Maynard and Frankie Edgar. His last fight was a win by a TKO. His last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins. He's on a 7-fight win streak. So title shot. If he wins this fight, he's got to be in again. You know, next for title shot. But he's fighting Ben Henderson, the former WEC lightweight champion, who's 5'9". He's got a 13-2 record. Henderson, wicked work rate, very durable, got a decent chin. But if you see the Matrix kick that Anthony Pettis gave him, that he took it, he dropped him, but he's still in the game. He's got a nasty guillotine, and he has good scrambles. Google Plus. Yeah, he's got good scrambles as well. In his last fight was a win against Mark Bocek by decision. That was his first fight in the UFC. His last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss. I think this fight will go down to the scrambles. Ben Henderson will carry on for the takedown. He's got a leg. He will try and get you down. He will keep on going for that takedown. So I think it'll be, if they get into grappling range, I think it'll be scrambles, a lot of scrambles. And I think Ben Henderson may get the better of the scrambles, but I think Miller, don't ask me how, but I think Miller was going to win the fight by decision. I think Miller will do enough to win, if not submit him. But yeah, Henderson will get the better of the scrambles, but I think Jim Miller will win somehow. I don't know. But anyway, that's that fight. Next fight on the card, which is the main event, is Dan Hardy versus Chris Lytle. Dan Hardy asked for this fight after we lost his last fight against Anthony Johnson. Hardy's got a 23-9 record. He's 6 foot, good stand up, good jiu-jitsu as well. Got a decent chin, good footwork. I'm not sure about his wrestling. He's been out in LA for a while. I think he's been training with Roy Nelson. He may have gone down to San Diego to the Alliance. I'm not sure. But yeah, his last fight was a loss to Anthony Johnson by decision. His last 5 fights, he's had 2 wins and 3 losses. 3 losses come against Carlos Condit, Anthony Johnson, and GSP. 2 of those in the top 10 welterweights. So not a bad thing. But he's fighting Chris Lytle. He's got a 30, 18 and 5 record. I don't know how you get 5 draws. He's 5'11". Lytle's been in the UFC since day dot. Crafty veteran, got a wicked submission game. Will stand and train, will stand and bang for entertainment. I call him Mr. Fight of the Night because I've heard that's all he works for, Fight of the Night bonuses, which is no bad thing because it makes it entertaining for the fans, the pay-per-view buyers and everyone else. Most of his wins have come via submission. His last fight was a loss against Brian Ebersol by decision. His last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss. But for this fight, I think Hardy needs a win more than Lytle. I think Hardy wanted this fight because he thought, it'd be entertaining. If it is his last fight in the UFC, if he does lose and if it is his last fight, it'll be his swan song. It'll be an entertaining fight either way. I think Lytle's going to come out and bang it. They'll stand and trade. I'm not sure if Lytle will be able to take Hardy down. I'm not sure about that, but he probably will try at some point during the fight. But I think Hardy will have worked his wrestling, takedown defense. He may even go through submissions himself. I don't know. But I'm picking Hardy to win the fight via decision. I want him to finish Lytle. Lytle's never been finished, but I want Hardy to win. But he has to finish Lytle. I want him to win, but he has to finish Lytle. But anyway, Hardy to win that one. Anyway, those are my picks for UFC Live 5. Thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment below. Follow me on Twitter with the same... What am I putting over there? Twitter's over there. Same username, chokewho. What else am I? Google Plus. I want that Google Plus thing as well. Have a look for me on there. I'm getting old school today. Vanderlei. Favourite fighter. Vanderlei, man, he looked a bit skinny in the last fight. Too much weight cutting, man. Too much weight cutting. But anyway, what websites I've been visiting over the last few months. Visit lapelchoke.com. Anything grappling, I highly recommend lapelchoke.com. Also, for anything else in MMA, check out middleeasy.com. You have to go to that site. If you haven't been there, go there now. Very good site. What other sites are there? There's loads of other sites. But anyway, I train at Leicester MMA Academy. You can find them at leicestermma.co.uk. If you're in the Midlands, come and train with us. Yeah, so that's about it really. I'm going to try and do more Japanese MMA videos. I'm going to try and change the videos around a bit and do something a bit different. But, possibly get some editing in there. Proper editing. And other stuff in there. But anyway, those are my opinions, my picks. UFC Live 5 on Saturday. Peace.